Welcome to Corsham.
Corsham.
A small village in Somerset with
Beautiful.
small charity shops with loads of people.
When you say small, like the first one, this was the second one we visited. The first one was kind of meh, but it was so tight as regards space.
Very affluent village, and I feel
Beautiful,
like
yeah.
people like savvy shop because the donations are so good. So everyone was just in the charity shops. I didn't see anyone else in any of the other shops, just saying. All in the chatters.
I actually have a feeling as well, like I say a feeling, like I know. I mean, like a reseller has like reseller stamped on their forehead. It didn't really feel like there were any resellers. They were just people looking for themselves.
It was like savvy shoppers.
Both young and older, if you will.
Stylish, yummy mummies and...
Yeah, you're right.
You know, crockery buyers. Like
crockery buyers.
You know what I mean?
Hashtag crockery buyer.
Some people just go in and look at crockery. I watch them and wonder how they feel about their lives.
I don't know.
Anyway, so this is a spider underlayer. It's like a base layer.
Yep.
We've pointed this brand out before. The best stuff to buy from this brand is the ski stuff.
It is indeed.
The down coats, the ski trousers, ski stuff, technical stuff. Does that make sense?
It does indeed. But the more kind of basic, kind of like you say, base layers and the actual more basic stuff, it still does okay. But thanks to TK Maxx and their gallivanting and perusing with the Spider brand, it's kind of gone down slightly as well as regards eBay, if you ask me.
They used TK Maxx as somewhat of an outlet, so offered them reduced priced outlet stock, if you will, and so with that goes the prices.
Yeah, and once again with something like that, no matter even if it's like a real high end, like you just say down coat or just a basic tee, I'm afraid the problem is the whole brand suffers because of it.
Kids wear does really well in this brand as well. I found the kids ski jackets, etc. So one to look out if you're perusing the children's aisle. I'm getting a little bit more into children's designer wear. If anyone wants to know.
We have been actually lately. Yeah,
I feel like it's neglected charity shop section. I think people obviously do it, but I just don't think it. We do it as much as. It's sort of like scarves and ties and stuff. It's just like you sort of peruse it if you're there, and then
if you're not,
makes sense.
Yeah, it does. No, I agree with you, and I think sometimes, to be honest, I think sometimes even in charity shops themselves, the way they actually look, the kind of the section for kids, it usually just is kind of the toy section as opposed to clothes. And we found actually, speaking of which, even if you don't find any kids clothes or do kids clothes in general, we found so many ladies pieces. That sounded rude.
Yeah.
In kids' clothes. Anyway, talk to me about this. This is beautiful.
Gorgeous. So this is each other regular brand. This is a classic white shirt, and I love picking up classic white shirts with an edge. Karl Lagerfeld was very famous for doing sort of like classic white shirts with an edge. This one's got like a peekaboo sleeve detail. It was £10.
It was indeed.
Yeah, but I expect to get 50 to 60 back for it, so it was a nice easy flip, and it's going to be nice to photograph, and it's just going to look nice in the store. Sometimes you just got to buy stuff because
these were random looking. I actually googled these because they have that kind of I don't know what the type of boot you call it really.
Sorel.
No. I don't mean like
duck
the brand.
Boot.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at. Duck boot, very duck boot kind of.
Because it looks like a duck's beak.
Is that why they're called duck boots?
I don't know, but it looks like a duck's beak.
Well,
you know where it goes round? It does look like a duck's
I was going to say that was quackers, but I think it was a bit too much. But either way, they were cool. Some of those duck boots, like from Ralph.
Duck.
Stop.
Sorry, I thought that would be funny.
No, that really wasn't funny, and you probably like made people kind of, I would say soil themselves, but I think that's a bit too much.
Oh God!
This is
Why do you always have to take it like low par? Low par. Those boots are good to pick up in brands like Ralph Lauren,
Tommy Hilfiger, loads of people do them. Yeah,
Merrill. I can think of loads of outdoor brands. Patagonia.
Anyone who does a duck boot, which has a good brand, will sell well.
Yes, 100%.
They didn't. That's why we left them.
You don't say. So we picked up that shirt, and we will put... Are you going to do comps for this video?
Yeah, of course I am.
I'll put in comps then. This was a Windsor London dress, a wiggle dress. No price on it, of course.
It was on the mannequin.
Does anyone else have problems with like asking about mannequins? Unless it's like Gucci and it's a $5. I'm just like, I can't be bothered to get Mabel to take it off.
I was going to say with the best one in the world, and her name wasn't Mabel. Let's not be disrespectful with the lady in view. But the reality was I couldn't deal with the stress that would be said lady taking that off the mannequin frame.
That's what I'm saying.
I know,
Yeah.
but I think you're disrespecting the lady by giving her a false name. I think she has a name, she has a life. Don't do it. It's bad.
Would you prefer if I call her Jan?
See, I wouldn't have a problem with that.
Okay, see.
Just joshing.
Next up is a little
Cool
bit
dog.
of a walk up. Cool dog. And this, you can tell. Look, this is this town.
Look at it. It's kind of why I left. Hello. Kind of why I left a little bit of this in, because to be honest with you, just in general, like we obviously, you guys know by now, we're based in Somerset, and a lot of the smaller towns we go to are quite, well, I'd say, quite picturesque.
Yeah.
But this specifically, I mean, I'm not saying this is the most picturesque view you've ever seen, but the streets in general were lovely looking streets. They were well appointed. Like, it just looked nice, didn't
nice.
they?
And everyone knows how I feel about Oxfam. Oxfam is elite. Oxfam is the shop. If any charity shops want to sponsor us, Oxfam. I want Oxfam. I straight up just
Although,
want
if
Oxfam.
anyone wants to sponsor us ever, we're also here for you.
I can change my mind. Margaret.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Dorothy.
Even the ones we hate, I'm okay
Scope.
with that. I'm a sellout big time.
I won't mention mine.
Yep. Although, no, I'm joking.
No, I love
what I was going to say, this charity shop, although they did not fail to please talk to me.
This one's great. Do you know why it didn't fail to please, Austin?
Tell me why,
Because
Bethany.
it's an Oxfam.
And they never fail to please.
No, they never fail to please. It had a good layout, a good range of brands, a lot of good, like, what I call starter brands or quick flips, low profit, that kind of thing. So if you are in the area, then I would say it's worth popping in. It's not the cheapest. Oxfams are never the cheapest. And I forget sometimes that people watching this aren't necessarily like long-term resellers
Or
they're
resellers
quite
at all,
new,
actually.
or not resellers at all, and just like love sustainable shopping. So I'm going to make a more of an effort to talk about price points, shop layouts, locations, as well as brand information as well.
Not just a generic reseller. I paid £5. Am I going to
Yes.
make 60? And
we're
we do
gonna
that.
try and be more inclusive of everyone, because as we are resellers, but by nature we're thrifters. Like that's you know.
And I would also say we get a lot of messages, actually, don't we, on Instagram about like from people who aren't resellers,
Yes.
who obviously check out our content too. So I just think that's interesting.
It is interesting, and I love seeing outfits and things like that.
Marge.
So this is Marge, French brand. This is navy blue lace.
Don't worry, I do show you now.
Yeah.
Don't get too
It's
excited.
like a drop waist with like a ruffle hem, is it?
Yeah, but it has zips either side of the hem.
Okay, it has a zip down the middle as well, right?
Yes, it
Yeah,
does.
yeah.
In 2 pockets, yes.
Oh no, it's more of a shift. It's more of a mod shift style.
It's a quarter, is it? It's not a quarter. It's about half zip maybe on the front
it's
and
got
then
like
sides.
a 60s shape, but in the lace.
It's lush though, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm looking at that lace now. I actually quite like the fact it's in navy, because you got the fabric underneath is navy, but the actual lace is done in black.
Yeah,
So it contrasts nicely.
we paid. I like to push Marge comps. I feel like Marge is becoming one of those brands like Joseph,
And that's
where
bad.
the comps are starting to drop, and I'm noticing. So I do cross this over to Vestiaire and eBay with that one. These were MHL. For anyone who doesn't know, that is Margaret Howe. Margaret Howe, $8.99. These are current season trainers.
I'll put a comp right here.
215 off the top of my head, but they were $8.99, and these really do hold their prices, just like all the clothing does. It's a very utility based focused brand.
I class it as a luxury brand as well, I'll be honest.
Oh yeah, 100%.
You know what I mean?
High-end luxury. No, luxury. We'll just say we'll sit with that.
I think it is luxury. As regards to price point, in regards kind of the kind of items and quality they send out,
Yeah.
you can argue to you blue in the face what brand is luxury and what brand isn't, but I think these do belong in the luxury sector.
Price point, quality of goods, use of materials, etc.
Speaking of use of materials, this is amazing.
So this is Sandro, also $12.99, but it is 100% silk. Oversized shirt would look really nice with the front tucked in and a pair of jeans. Very versatile evening wear, day wear, work wear, business wear. Now I do think about
That's
those
one heck
things
of a wear.
when I'm picking
Buying.
up things, because it multi-use pieces. They're pieces you can put in your wardrobe and recycle over and over again. Does that make sense?
Cool DC shoes, long sleeve. Yeah, no, you're right. And I actually think, for example, if you're going to spend £15 on that, which has multiple uses, like you just said, or you're going to spend £15 on an occasion dress.
Yeah.
I know. I'm not saying one will sell for more, but the one you'll sell quicker and faster and more of would be the one you've picked up.
And I'm going to go for upper tier. I'm going to go for about £100 on that one, as well as the Marge dress. So there's a nice healthy return from that $12.99. the Margaret Howe, I'm going to go for 150, which seems like only a percentage off of retail, but they are current season.
And
They're
these are
very lightly used.
I was going to say I think they've been worn once, if that.
Yeah, so you're getting a chunk off of retail for a shoe that you would be paying.
You'd be paying a lot of money for. Once again, it's quite going back to what you said about being versatile. It's quite a neutral shoe. The gum sole is very like in at the moment, so to speak. I just think it's a good shoe all round. It's not just a good generic white sneaker. That's what I'm trying to say.
100%. And if you are interested in anything, we are always open to offers. We're very flexible. We're very we just want, we want to move the things on. We're the middleman. So,
Also, I'll be honest. I want to sell for as high as possible all the time, right? When there's regards, I'm actually bothering to photograph it, put online, market it, sell it, etc. If it's to someone who is either via Instagram or via YouTube, like that all gets negated. I don't have to do that, so I will make it so much more cheaper than I would if I was retailing.
Yeah, you have to think as well with resellers. There are fees incurred. So the fees that come with eBay, that come with Vestiaire, that even with the new Poshmark, which is 20%, there are fees that have to be equated for. At the end of the day, this is obviously a business. If it was a retail shop, it would be exactly the same. Dress agencies are exactly the same. Retail, actual just independent retailers are exactly the same. They have to make a margin, and it works in the same manner.
That sounded like you said margin. Like you said marge. That was kind of funky sounding.
And at the same time, we get to donate to charity. We get to give clothes new lease of life. We get to carry on their story and their history. And if anyone's listened to me rabbit on for the last 100 videos, one of my most favorite things about doing this is history. I absolutely adore history of brands, of pieces, of things, and I like to think that we're carrying that on.
Exactly. Look at this belter.
Get it. Diesel's having a resurgence, I'm telling you now.
And you mentioned actually a few videos ago the belts are really a huge part of that, and look at this for a killer belt.
I didn't even know what it is. It's like a upside down horseshoe, which is bad luck, so that's
it's also a D shape.
It's a D.
Yeah, it's a D.
It's an upside down D. But it's in a really nice soft leather. I just think it's a very wearable Y2K over a little. It could look really cool over if you're going the Western wear way.
I was just going to say Western
vibes. You wear
vibes.
it with a ditzy floral dress and cowboy boots. But you could also go hard Y2K low rise jeans.
Agreed. Britney Spears circa 99, 2000.
100%. Or you could just do a black oversized Largan look with a belt, because it has that sort of utility wear to it. Does that make sense?
It totally does.
It was $3.99, by the way.
And what would you expect?
I'm gonna look at comps. I haven't looked at comps, but I would expect about 80 back for it, just because Diesel's having a moment with belts.
But at this point, this is the end of the video, but myself and the small person is just kind of hunting down this peacock walking on the street because she wanted to see what it looked like closer up. And sounded like he turned round, we got skittish and left sharpish.
I heard if they put their tails up, they're either mating or they're going to kill you. So
either way, it don't sound good.
Welcome to the poshest town in Somerset.
Bye.